What's going on, guys? Welcome again to the Backup podcast. It's your host, Nathan Nguyen. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday as we're recording this. We'll be discussing a few things today. We had an episode yesterday with Brian. So if you haven't, go check that out on Spotify or YouTube if you want the video version. And yeah, we got a few topics to discuss today. I'm changing my mic. Okay, here we go. Now it's much better. All right. Yeah. So today we'll be discussing Tom Brady. Some news came out about him yesterday. We'll get into that. Talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. That's going to be our main topic of the day. And then we'll end it with some baseball and a few notes about the podcast that you guys should know. So we'll take you for the next 20 to 25 minutes or so. All right. So, by the way, hope you guys are doing well. And I hope after you listen to this or watch this, I hope you guys have a great weekend. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, I guess for this podcast, we're going to separate our topics into 3 separate segments. And our first segment of the day is called The Starter, which is presented by SeatGeek. Use the code BellyUp20 or BellyUp Sports, I should say, for $20 off your first order at SeatGeek. So, when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, I've been a Lakers fan for quite a while, since the days of Kobe, more specifically the 2009, 2010 seasons. And obviously they lost in 2008 to the Celtics when they made it to the finals. But they came back the next year, beat the Magic, and then they won back-to-back against the Celtics. So they kind of got their revenge in 2010 after losing to the Celtics in 2008. So I've been a fan since then. I've gone through a lot of weird lineups. We went from Kobe and Pau Gasol to Kendall Marshall and Jody Meeks to D'Angelo Russell, who's back on the team now, as we all know. And yeah, Lakers have gone through a lot of changes, and there was really no stability in terms of a star until LeBron James came, late into the 2010s. So it was 2019 he came to the Lakers, 2018, 2019. But since then, it's been, Lakers won the championship in 2020. It was the COVID year. It was the bubble. They still won the championship. That's what matters. And at the end of the day, the Lakers, they're one of the best franchises in the NBA, considering they are, 17 championships tied with the Celtics. So, point is, they have a chance to do it again this year. The Lakers do. Now it's just a matter. Oh, as my mic almost fell. It's just a matter of can they get through this Western Conference? That's pretty tough. They are currently the 10th seed in the standings, and they will stay. They're pretty much locked into a play-in tournament. The Lakers are. They can't move up. Well, they can move up, but they can't go past the basically the 7th seed. That's the most they can get as the 7th seed if you're the Lakers. Currently, at the moment, Lakers are 45-35 with 2 games remaining, including today as I'm recording this against the Memphis Grizzlies. They are tied with the Kings and Warriors, who are also 45-35. However, due to some tiebreakers, the Lakers do not hold any advantage over those 2 teams. The Kings swept them this year, and the Warriors won the season series 3-1. And but I know the only tiebreaker the Lakers have is over the Suns because they beat them. They won the season series. I believe it was. They beat him in the play-in tournament. I'm not sure if that counts. I don't think it does. So the Lakers do have the tiebreaker over the Suns. but not the Kings or the Warriors. So at the end of the day, um, it's really as simple as just the Lakers winning. They need to win, basically win out. Thankfully, the Kings lost last night to the Pelicans. The Warriors did win, even though they almost lost to Portland too. So what needs to happen for the Lakers to jump up? Because right now, as a 10th seed, is not the best position. It's actually the worst position to be in the play-in tournament, because you have to play 2 games on the road just to get into the playoffs. And if things remain the way they are, the Lakers' reward for um, the Lakers is basically play the Denver Nuggets. That's not really the best. I want to talk more about it. And yes, Billy, my guy, catch me soon on the new show, Pigging Out with my guy Kevin. We will be doing a new show on Tuesday, I believe. So watch out for that. I will want to give you guys a message from our sponsor, SeatGeek, the sponsor of this segment. And I will dive more into the Lakers. And yeah, let's hear it from our sponsors right now.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
All right. Thank you to Ryan for that. Once again, our sponsor, SeatGeek, for this segment. Use the code BellyUpSports for $20 off. As my mic almost fell again. Anyways, but yeah, look, Lakers, they got to win. They basically got to win. Luckily, the play-in tournament helped their cause, as they do have the tiebreaker over the Suns. Kevin here in the comment section asked, in the play-in tournament, anything more than a cash? Oh, is the play-in tournament anything more than a cash grab? If you can't even be one of the top 8 teams, you should have nothing to do with the playoffs. Yeah, I mean the tournament. It's basically, as many of us know, including yourself, Kevin. Soccer wise, with the whole. Sometimes they have those in-season tournaments. For example, in like the MLS, they have that Leagues Cup thing. I think that's what Adam Silva was trying to do, just to create incentive for teams to actually try. I mean, it was a $1 million prize, right, for each player. I think that was on the winning team. But just to create intrigue, and it kind of got the job done. It intrigued me, to be honest. And who won that one? The Lakers, which is pretty cool to see. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Billy mentions 8 teams, the classic. Yeah. Wait, no, you said play-in tournament. I was thinking in-season tournament. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, my brain just got completely wrapped up there. But yeah, no. Yeah, I do kind of miss the 8-team playoff thing. Is the best way for me to say it, because as the 9th and 10th seed, you shouldn't really deserve to. Because imagine a team was in 7th place all season, or not all season long, but for most of the season, and they're, instead of being guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, now they have to fight their way. And if they lose, then it's like, okay, now we have to win the next game against either a 9th or 10th seed that shouldn't have been in the playoffs in the first, or have a chance to be in the playoffs in the first place. But it's just to create intrigue, I feel like, but also kind of give teams a chance to, say, hey, we may be in 9th or 10th place, but if we just, hold our position, but then we have a shot at the playoffs. Um, so, I mean, as for the Lakers, I'm not complaining. Um, but at the same time, I understand if, let's say, I'm a Suns fan or a Kings fan, or if I'm a member of any of those teams, I'm like, okay, we should be in the playoffs instead of having to, fight our way in. Um, and I feel like they tried to balance it in that, as a 7th and 8th seed, even if you lose that playing game, you still have a chance to get in, but you just have to win the next one. Then you just have to win the game against the winner of the ninth versus 10th seed game. So, uh, Kevin's, especially in the East, where Kevin mentions how a team 8 games below 500 has a chance to be in the playoffs. And let's be honest, the Hawks and or the Bulls, they're not gonna advance. They'll win. Well, one of them's gonna win the 9 or 10, no, 9 versus 10 game. It's just a matter of they're not gonna win or beat the loser of the 7th versus 8th seed game. There's a chance. There's a chance they could, but they're likely not going to. Billy says, "Quit resting, guys. Fight for that seed." Yeah. Hey, that's why Adam Silver did the whole 65 game requirement to win MVP this year. So, but for the Lakers, it's just as simple as winning out. It's been a tough. If it's been, you know, one of those seasons again where it's like, the Lakers are they're just hanging around the bottom of the standings. Not winning too many. Not having big winning streaks here and there. Obviously the losing to the Warriors in the season series hurts a lot, but you can't really say. I mean, they had a 4-game losing streak in December, a 4-game losing streak in late December heading into January. They've had some decent winning streaks. I mean, they won what? They had a winning streak from March 18th to April 6th, where they won like 9 of the 10 games in that span, and that's helped out a lot in terms of keeping their position in the standings. Um, but I will say that the past 2 games against Golden State and Minnesota, that has hurt a little bit, in terms of, because they would have been, if they haven't lost those 2 games against Minnesota and Golden State, they would have been 47-33, which would have put him in around the 7th, 8th seed. But unfortunately, now they're the 10th seed, and now they have then they are out. What's it called? Also on the road for these next 2 games against Memphis and New Orleans. So it's gonna be tough, but it's for the Lakers. It's really as simple as just winning these next 2 games, hoping the Pelicans beat the Warriors today, and the Suns need to beat Sacramento. And if that's the case, the Lakers will be in the 8th spot. If they do win out at the end of the day, but they have to win out. There's no question about it. All 30 teams are playing today, so there's no excuses for the Lakers. No, I mean, no excuses. What am I saying? The Lakers didn't play last night, did they? Actually, no, it's an advantage for the Lakers because the Kings and Warriors did play last night, so they may be a little tired. Just stating the obvious. But I am confident the Lakers do. Well, they'll make some noise. I am scared of Denver, though. I don't want the Lakers to face Denver because Denver always manages to get the best of the Lakers. But the mindset for LA was always just get in. even if it was just a playing tournament just to get in, because LeBron James was going to turn it up. Anthony Davis is going to turn it up. D'Angelo Russell, hopefully, he's been great this season shooting the three ball. Hopefully he keeps that up. Rui Hachimura has been stepping up recently as well. He put up 30 a couple of games ago against Minnesota. He's been great. Austin Reeves. It's been a solid third, fourth option at times. As long as those guys, keep it up. And, Spencer Dinwiddie, I know he's more of a defensive guy on Darvin Ham's system, but hopefully he kind of gets the, shooting aligned as well. He had a couple solid shooting nights with the Lakers ever since he's been acquired. And then I think Gabe Vincent is back as well. Hasn't shot well from 3-point range, but hopefully he also gets it together. This Lakers team, man, it's just you don't know. You know what LeBron James and let's just say we know what LeBron James will bring to the table. It's just a matter of everyone else stepping up as well. So simple as that. Lakers, you got to win these next 2 games, man. And it's been a rough season. They kept themselves in it with that 9 of the 9 games out of the past 10 streak that they had recently. But, obviously because of the tiebreaker situation, you just got to win. And just hope that, like I mentioned, the Kings lose to Phoenix and the Pelicans beat the Warriors. Alrighty. Let's see. What else do I want to cover NBA wise? I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for the NBA segment. That was the starter segment presented by SeatGeek, and now we will shift towards our next segment, the backup. So Tom Brady wants to come back. He was interviewed by somebody. He looked familiar. I don't know his name. Oh, but he was on. Vic Blends. I remember him. I was like, I recognize his face from somewhere, but I don't remember his name. But he's a barber named Vic Blends. He was being interviewed, or he was interviewing Tom Brady, and he was asked about returning from retirement, possibly to be a quarterback again, I should say, late in the season for a playoff team. And Brady was like, I'm not ruling it out. However, he is trying to buy part of the Las Vegas Raiders. So that kind of just messes everything up in a way. That might be an obstacle for Brady. But at the same time, he compared himself to Michael Jordan, which is fine. However, he meant it in that, Michael Jordan, when he played for the Wizards, he also owned a part of the team. And Brady said, quote, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know if they're going to let me if I become an owner of an NFL team. I don't know. I'm always going to be in good shape. Always going to be able to throw the ball. So to come in for a little bit like MJ coming back, I don't know if they would let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. He mentions the Patriots and the Raiders as a possibility. Vic Blends mentioned the 49ers, which makes sense considering a California kid. And, there's been some, crumbs here and there in terms of, Brady possibly coming back. We saw him running a 4-yard dash recently. As he said, he obviously keeps himself in shape. And it's like, okay. And honestly, he could still do it. That's just who he is. I really feel like he could do it. He's like, 47 years old? And I understand it's like, okay, well, we've never seen a 47-year-old quarterback play well in the NFL. Yeah, but this is Tom Brady. He keeps himself, like, relatively healthy, let alone just active. He had that little TB12 diet and everything. And and whatnot. And I understand that he wants to spend time, more with his kids, and he has that broadcasting job that's going to take place in September when the NFL season starts up again. But never say never. Never say never, really, because let's say the Raiders are 6-6. Right? If let's say the Raiders don't get a quarterback, that they roll with Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew, and they're 6-6 late in the year. Hey, Tom Brady, can you help us out? Brady comes in for the Raiders, wins them a good amount of games to make sure they get into the playoffs, and who knows? I wouldn't be opposed to it just because I miss seeing him in the game. He did end on a pretty low note, losing in that wild card round. Was it to the Eagles? I think it was. No, Cowboys. It was the Cowboys. I think it was the Cowboys. And Peyton Manning, comparing the two, but Manning and Brady, because they're both legends, obviously. Manning went off on a high note. Won the Super Bowl. Was like, all right, I'm done. Now he's doing his own thing at ESPN Omaha Productions, doing the Monday night game with his brother Eli. So maybe Brady, he does his little commentating job for Fox Sports, right? Does it for what, 11, 12, 13 games. And then all of a sudden says, sorry, the Raiders need me. I'm going to go play for them for a few games and hopefully lead them to the playoffs. I feel like out of all the teams that were mentioned in terms of the Raiders, Patriots, and Niners, the Raiders are the most likely to have him play for them. 49ers don't really need anyone because they have Brock Purdy. Patriots aren't going to really make the playoffs. They have a chance. I just feel like they won't because they don't really have the talent. Raiders have talent, defensively and offensively, except running back because they do need running back. But Zamir White isn't that bad. But out of all the teams, I would say the Raiders make more sense. So, all right. Now we shift towards the final segment of the day, the backup to the backup. The Oakland Athletics, as we all know, demoted Esther Ruiz, a week ago? And the excuse was that he needed to get on base more. Yeah. He's been doing that a lot. He's been tearing up AAA. And it's really not even funny. And I'm pulling up. Yeah, so last night he went. He's like I just mentioned, he's in AAA. But right now he's hitting 344. That's getting on base. Now, Ruiz also has 6 stolen bases, which is really good. So I want to mention something. Brent Rooker is now on the IL for the Athletics. And they called up a guy from the minors by the name of Maxwell Schumann, which congratulations to him. He's a utility guy. But he was hitting 174. Yeah. So if that's not saying anything about the Athletics, I don't know what does. And by the way, Ruiz was batting 429 for the big league team in that first series against Cleveland. He was batting 429 and I set him down. And I found out that yesterday, I found out today actually that the A's, if they keep him in the minors for a few more days, that they will um, gain one more year of control over him. So it's like it's a dirty move in a way. But from a team perspective, it's nice that you get to keep him because he is a talented player. It's just the fact that you sent him down for the wrong reasons kind of sucks because he was playing really well. Batting wise, it's a small sample size, I understand. But he was batting 429 against Cleveland, and he's been tearing up AAA. And then, you would think you would call him back up after, one of your best hitters and Brent Rooker goes down to the IL. But you call some utility guy who really isn't exactly ready. And don't look now, but the A's are there are 2 games back of the division. I'm not saying they're gonna contend. Obviously, it's very early in the season, but they are 2 games back, and they are contending. They won the past 2 series. They beat Texas yesterday, so there's a chance. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. But shout out to Ruiz, man, playing well. And that'll do it for the episode 29 of the Back to the Backup podcast. So yeah, moving forward, this is what we're gonna do. We're trying to keep episodes to around 30 minutes or so. And we'll have 3 segments. So we'll have the starter, and then that's gonna be our first segment, and then the backup, which is the second segment, and then back to the backup, which is the third segment. So, hopefully we're just trying to be more organized in a way, and having those 3 segments, separated out instead of just rattling on topics from the next. It's just a bit, better be organized while also um, being able to separate it into clips. Not that it really matters to you guys, but that way, just to be more organized, because with this podcast, we're trying to keep it more professional. Brian, that's my guy, my co-host, and I want to do right by him as well as the company itself. So that's what we will try to do. So yeah, 3 separate segments, episodes about 30 minutes, and then our new schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday because of the new show on Belly Up. That's what Pigging Out is what it's called. That I'll be hosting with one of our senior writers at Belly Up, Kevin Wilson. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be the new schedule. Time wise, we're still working on it because I want to make sure my schedule aligns with Brian, because I don't want to just not have him on our episodes. It's more entertaining when he's here. Let's be honest. But yeah, that'll do it for this. What, 29? Yeah, 29 episodes. So we're moving up. Well, make sure to like, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're on like a few platforms now: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Was it Apple Music? Yeah, Apple Podcast, and then Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. I think you can catch us on YouTube. So, but yeah, thank you so much for listening and watching wherever you may be. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.